Hi, in this video we're going to answer further questions around percentages. We have covered previously 10 tips to help you save time answering percentage related problems. I would suggest that you view them if you haven't already, as they would help you save time answering those kind of questions. On this slide you can find a list of 4 questions. Don't forget to time yourself before you pause the video and start answering those questions. Record the time that has taken you to answer those questions. And once you get the accuracy right, challenge yourself by reducing the time you set on the timer to answer those questions in less time while maintaining the accuracy. Now let's start answering those questions. Question number 1. Jack earns 40% more than Max. If Max earns £250, then how much does Jack earn? In this question, we cannot use the percentage tree, as we are comparing two amounts using percentages. We know that Jack earns more than Max. To make both amounts the same value, we need to add 40% to Max's amount. This means Jack Now let's check our answer. £350 is what Jack earns, which should be more than what Max earns. If Max earns £250, £350 is more than £250, which means our answer is correct. Question number 2. Susie has 30% less sticks than Sally. If Sally has 20 sticks, then how many sticks does Susie have? In this question, both names start with the same letter. So we'll use the abbreviation SZ for Susie and SA for Sally. But we know that Susie has got less amount of sticks than Sally. To make both amounts the same value, we need to take away 30% from Sally's amount. Now let's check our answer. Susie has got less number of sticks than Sally. The number 14 is less than 20, so our answer seems to be a correct answer. Now let's move on to question number 3. Shop A sells 50% more chocolate bars than Shop B. Again, in this question, we cannot use the percentage tree as we are comparing two amounts using percentages. So we know that Shop A sells more chocolate bars than Shop B. To make both amounts the same, we need to add 50% to Shop B. This means A equals to B plus 50% times B. Using algebra, A equals to B plus 0.5 times B, which also means A equals to 1.5. Don't forget to check your answers. So the value B, which is equal to 50, must be less than the value of A, which is 75. So this means that our answer seems to be correct answer. And our final question, question number 4. 50% of the trees planted in our garden were apple trees. 20% were cherry, and the rest were pear trees. If 20% of the apple trees were green apples, and the rest were equally split between yellow apples and red apples, how many red apple trees did we plant if we planted 80 trees? And our final question, question number 4. 50% of the trees planted in our garden were apple trees, 20% were cherry, and the rest were pear trees. If 20% of the apple trees were green apples and the rest were equally split between yellow apples and red apples, how many red apple trees did we plant if we planted 80 trees? To simplify this question, we need to use the percentage tree. The question is asking for the number of red apple trees planted. This means our focus should be on the right-hand side of the percentage tree. Using the percentage of apple trees planted, we should be able to find out the total number of apple trees that were planted, and that should equal to 50% times 80, which is equal to 0.5 times 80, and that means 40 apple trees were planted. In order to find out the number of red apple trees that were planted, we need to find out the percentage of red apple trees that were planted. The question states that 20% of the apple trees were green apples, and the rest were equally split between yellow apples and red apples. Using tip number 5 from previous videos, this means the rest of the percentages equals to 80%. And that's equally shared between the yellow apple trees and the red apple trees, which means the percentage of the red apple trees equals to 40%. From here, we should note that the number of red apple trees should equal to 0.4 times 40, which is equal to 16. Don't forget to check your answers. So 16 red apple trees is less than 40 total apple trees, which is less than 80 total trees. So the answers seem to be correct. If you want to see more of similar videos, then click on like or subscribe to my YouTube channel. Add your comment if you want to see similar videos of a particular topic. If you want to view the next video, then click on Tips to Saving Time, Percentages Part 2.